Well, the good news, the big news for England fans, the England team and Jude Bellingham is that he can play against Switzerland tomorrow. But UEFA have said that he did violate the basic rules of decent conduct, and that is why he has been fined €30,000, which is just over £25,000. And he has been banned for one game. But the crucial thing is the ban is suspended for 12 months. That means he is not going to miss any England games over the next 12 months over this, unless he repeats this kind of behaviour. So basically, UEFA have fined him, given him a slap on the wrist and warned him not to do this again. And just to remind you what happened, it was in the game against Slovakia last Sunday. Of course, Jude Bellingham scored this late wonder goal. And as he was walking back towards the centre circle, social media footage appeared to show him gesturing, using his hand towards his groin area. Now, there were quite a few people in Slovakia who thought that that gesture was directed towards the Slovakian bench. But Jude Bellingham himself took to social media straight after the game, and he said that it was just an inside joke towards some of his close friends who were inside the stadium. And he also wrote nothing but respect for how that Slovakia side played tonight. We told you over the last couple of days that in cases like this, it was much more likely that he was going to get a fine rather than a ban. And that is exactly what has happened. Although it is significant that he has this suspended 12-month ban. I think in a similar case a few years ago when Cristiano Ronaldo did something similar in a Champions League game between Juventus and Atletico Madrid, he didn't receive a suspended ban. He was just fined €20,000. But UEFA obviously think that Jude Bellingham has violated the basic rules of decent conduct. Their rules, Article 11(2)(b), says that everyone who's involved in their competitions has to act with integrity, and you are not supposed to do anything insulting at any time at all. One other quick point on Jude Bellingham is that he is on a yellow card. So if he was to receive a yellow card tomorrow against Switzerland, and if England were to beat Switzerland, then he would be suspended for any semi-final that England would play on Wednesday night in Dortmund.
OK, well, Bellingham wasn't the only player under investigation by UEFA, was he? Far more serious allegations as well. What can you tell us about the Turkish defender, Merih Demiral?
Yeah, this looks like a more serious case because Demiral has been suspended for 2 games by UEFA, which means he will miss Turkey's game against the Netherlands tomorrow, and he'll also miss a semi-final if Turkey reach that semi-final. That semi-final would be against England or Switzerland on Wednesday. Now, this is all to do with a celebration that he performed after he scored his second goal against Austria on Tuesday. He made a symbol with both his hands, which is associated with a far-right ultra-nationalist Turkish group called the Grey Wolves. Now, this salute, this gesture, is banned in Austria and France, although it is not banned here in Germany. But the Interior Minister in this country, Nancy Fraser, said the symbols of Turkish right-wing extremists have no place in our stadiums. And UEFA say he has received this 2-match ban because he's failed to comply with general principles of conduct. He has violated basic rules of decent conduct. He's used a sporting event for manifestations of a non-sporting nature, and he has also brought football into disrepute. I thought it was significant that this decision that we received from UEFA regarding Merih Demiral came from UEFA's appeals body. So it looks to me as if the Turkish Football Association were informed of this ban and they decided to appeal straight away. And it looks like they have appealed, and that appeal has led to Demiral being banned for 2 games.
OK, Kaveh, thank you very much indeed. There we go, Kaveh Solhekol there. And let's go to Rob Dorsett then, who has been with the England team this morning. Huge news for England. Bellingham and Southgate this? How important is this for their plans going into tomorrow night?
Well, it's really significant, and I think Kaveh makes a really good point. This was a little bit unexpected that Jude Bellingham has been hit with as big a sanction from UEFA as he has been. Precedent we always look at. What's happened before with cases? And Kaveh referred to Cristiano Ronaldo, who only received a fine. So I think there'll be plenty of people, including Gareth Southgate, inside the England camp who are a little bit surprised that Jude Bellingham has been hit with, on top of a hefty fine, a one-game suspension, if you like. So it's not going to affect him at all in this tournament, assuming he behaves himself elsewhere. But as Kaveh said, he is on a yellow card like a number of other England players. So this is the final time in the tournament, if they were to pick up a yellow card in the quarter-final, where they could be suspended for the semi-final. If as soon as you get to the semi-final stage, those yellow cards that you've picked up earlier in the tournament are wiped out, because UEFA has had situations in the past where some of its star players have been suspended for the final for yellow cards they picked up much earlier in the tournament. They cracked down on that a few years ago and said we don't want that. So this is the last game where those England players on a booking could be affected. Jude Bellingham, one of those as well, so he'll have to be careful how he treads against Switzerland tomorrow night. But he was out there, he looked absolutely fine. He probably doesn't know right now what's happened with the UEFA disciplinary committee. It'll only be when he gets off the training pitch that Gareth Southgate or maybe Steve Holland will have a quiet word in his ear.